Hello lovely people, my name is Chimpie and welcome to my Kane and Lynch 2 gameplay commentary. Today we're going to be doing some of the campaign, but one of the things I wanted to say to begin with is that I'm not going to be spoiling any of the campaign, so don't you worry about that to begin with. The campaign is very good and it does have a very good storyline if you can grab hold of the storyline, of course. As I played through the co-op, because I'm playing co-op completely the whole way through the game, I've sort of lost the storyline a little bit, and then I'll pick it up and I'll understand a little bit more. And it's kind of a game like that. It's a very mature themed game, so some of the younger generation may not understand it. Younger generations, listen to me. It's a very mature themed game, and there's some very mature parts in it that are quite shocking, and that's what's quite nice about this game. It feels very mature, it feels very gritty, it feels real in there, in your face, and these two American guys, they're in Shanghai, and they need to do this job, and it just, you know, a story entails from that, and it's a very good game, and I'd highly recommend it to anybody who feels like they need a mature storyline from their game, as well as having a very good game, of course. And the gameplay within this game is very good. I'm playing on Extreme with my lovely friend Sir Drew, and it's going very well, but you got to play very methodically on Extreme, because it's not the easiest setting, of course. Extreme would not be the easiest setting, unless it's extremely easy, maybe, which it's not. It's extremely hard, so let's not make any jokes about that. And once you've done the same little segment 10 times over, then you're like, you know what, something we're not doing something right with our tactics here. And once you can switch it up a bit, and it becomes a lot easier, and it feels like the game's been really well made, and I highly commend Square Enix, who made this game, and it's a very good game. So anyway, moving on, there's a lot of gameplay mechanics that have been seen in previous games, such as Kane and Lynch, the first one. Obviously co-op's a big factor of it, seeing as there's two of you throughout the whole game, and there's some nice moments in it, and but obviously these guys aren't the most sane people, or Kane isn't, and no, it's Lynch isn't the most sane person, and I think that's quite a good there's a good contrast between the characters, and it's something that you can really build on throughout the game. You sort of feel for the characters, and it's very nice like that, but it's still a very mature themed game, and but I'd highly recommend it to anybody who's up for it. Anyway, one thing that I did want to talk about was the weapons. When you start the game of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, the single player, you start with weapons that feel they're not very accurate. I mean, the crosshairs will just be a big circle in the center of the screen, and you're trying to shoot someone quite a long way away. But it feels like it's not very accurate. But actually, as you progress more and more through the game, you get better and better weapons, and you also come up against bigger and better enemies who will drop bigger and better weapons, so if that makes any sense. So it's a very good game. It includes a lot of mechanics that you've seen before, such as takedowns. You can run up to someone, press B, and you'll grab them, you'll put them in a lock, and you can shoot their brains out, or you can chuck them down some stairs or something like that, which is always good. There's some sort of stealthy components to it where you can sneak around people, and that's also very good. There's some sniping moments that you don't look down the scope of a sniper. It stays very third person. It stays very true to its third person origins throughout the whole game, and that's something that's quite nice about the charm of this game. It feels very original. Now, as you see, as I'm running around, the camera is also all over the place. It also makes for a very cinematic experience once you play in this game, and that's something that makes it feel a lot more gritty and real as you're playing with these people. It makes you feel for the characters, and it makes you much more in depth with the game, if that makes any sense. But it is an 18, and there is some scary parts in it that scared me in a sort of a realistic sort of way. It's some parts of it are quite gritty, and that's quite nice. It's a good game, yeah, and I'd give it 9 out of 10 any day. The co-op aspect is also a very strong part of it. The AI from the single player was pretty good, but once you get the co-op and you get someone that you know, you're talking tactics, things get suddenly really pleasurable as you're playing it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to be saying, oh, it's pleasurable, and I'm touching myself because of the co-op of this game, because that would be slightly weird. But it's something that I bought the game for, and something that plays very strongly throughout the game, especially if you're playing on a harder setting such as Extreme. But anyway, that was just my little bit for Kane and Lynch 2. I bumped up the quality on my XGPVR lately, so hopefully that should be evident within this video. I've also got my USB mic, so I hope it's coming through pretty clearly. But I hope you really enjoyed this gameplay commentary. My name's been Chimpy. I hope you really loved it. And if you did, subscribe, because that's how I roll. Anyway, goodbye. My name's been Chimpy. Goodbye. Let's say goodbye again. Goodbye.